to hook Baltimore up to a heart monitor, what would be the city's vitals? Well, a group over at the University of Baltimore did just that, combining a wide range of data so people can get a detailed look at not just the city, but their own neighborhood. ABC 2 News' Brian Kubler joins us now to explain. Brian.
Josie, the Baltimore Neighborhood Indicator Alliance released a project today called Vital Signs. It's comprehensive, it's specific, and it's aimed at giving residents of every city neighborhood tailored stats about where they and their neighbors live. And beyond the crime. Steve Gregory has lived in the Hartford-Echodale area of Baltimore City for nearly his whole life. Normally quiet, he says in the last 10 years or so, there has been a bit of a crime concern.
I see it changing. I mean, I see that coming to an end, too, because eventually everything like that's going to come to an end. It's ebbing and flowing. If it's changing everywhere else, it'll change here, too. Maybe this was one of the last neighborhoods that it really came to, too.
Turns out this area in the severe northeast corner of the city, including neighborhoods like Hamilton Hills and Overly, is the only area in Baltimore City that saw an increase in violent crime over the last 10 years. That little slice of information comes from the Baltimore Neighborhood Indicators Alliance, a nonprofit group out of the University of Baltimore who just completed the most comprehensive look at Baltimore City and its many neighborhoods.
It's really taking the pulse of what's going on, not just at the city level, but what's important is to know that, with over 270 neighborhoods in Baltimore City, each one is unique, each one is different.
Matthew Kuchura is the director of BNIA. Baltimore's vitals are based on more than 100 different types of data over 10 years and crunched together into an easy-to-use interactive map. Roll over your neighborhood and bring up specific numbers of social and criminal trends through the last decade. Crime, income, education, even how many rehab permits were pulled and obtained. A layered cross-section revealing neighborhood profiles and the information residents can use to educate themselves and maybe make a difference.
It's 10 years worth of data, so you can see the trend as what's happened, but you can now take that trend and use it as an input into going forward and using it to drive the agenda.
Knowing is more than half the battle, right?
Exactly.
So what about your neighborhood? Well, we've made it pretty easy for you. Log on to abc2news.com and click on this story's link. From there, we will link you to the map so you can see how your neighborhood performed over the past 10 years. Brian Kubler, ABC 2 News.